What's up, y'all? It's Oxynon again here. It's day 7. We've managed to make it to a week, which is insane. Managed to make it to a week. We're one step closer to, fighting AI, to getting better at drawing, and to inspire others to draw. It's January 30th. 3:33 p.m. as I am recording this. That's a weird number. I'll have to search it up what that meaning is. You know what I mean, numerology and stuff. Yeah, this is probably the earliest I've done one of these. Coming back from yesterday, I kind of feel a bit better. I believe in starting to believe in there's some people that you're just not gonna be with, that you can't really be liked by everyone. Everybody has their own quirks and interests, and you can try to impress them all you want, but in the end you're just kind of betray yourself in that regard. The best thing you can do for yourself is to just be yourself. I think that's the best thing you could do. Otherwise you're betraying yourself, and then little by little you're just kind of hurt yourself in the process, and in the end you just realize, man, who am I? You've been playing somebody else this whole time. It's really wild. So I'm joined KRATOS, aka the Ghost of Sparta. I love these video games, and more in particular I love the story behind KRATOS and how he has been written throughout the years. He's been portrayed as this merciless, relentless monster who even gods are afraid of him. He's a god killer pretty much, and think about it, he's mortal turned god, which is insane. And he's full of hate. He hates himself. He hates the gods. He's full of rage. He's full of wrath. And that's how it was in the Greece era. In the Greece era part of the games in the previous installments. But later, Saint Monica decided to make him old, a time jump, and now he's in Norse mythology. And this one, he's older, and he starts to realize the weight of his actions, and he realizes he has a son, and he realizes he needs to be a better father. He realizes that rage isn't all there is in life. Rage is a tool, yes, in order to make yourself stronger, but the thing about that is that you can't always punch your way out of problems, I guess. I don't know. I haven't actually played the 2018 one yet, neither Ragnarok, but judging from the clips I've been watching, I've played most of the God of War games I played God of War 1, God of War 2, Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Olympus. Actually, I haven't played Chains of Olympus, but I have an idea of who Kratos is and what he's done. And I think about redemption. I think about hope. I believe in DLC, he becomes the God of hope. I think that's particularly very moving because, you see this dude, he's a God of War, but then inadvertently he manages to become something that we never expected, which is somebody who manages to redeem himself despite all the things he's done. He manages to overcome those and really redeem himself. And then go back to religion, for example, is is it really possible to redeem yourself even after all the stuff you've done? I mean, that's a long and hard process. You know, you have to win people's trust after everything you've done. It's really hard. Um, but you know, as a character, Kratos manages to redeem himself, and I think it's nice. That is the chapter kind of like ends on that. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with like God of War 3. I'm thinking Atreus is gonna continue the story, but I guess we'll see. Jack Kratos is such a good character, but the gameplay itself is really good. I love hack and slashes. I mean, I haven't played Devil May Cry yet. I probably should, but I just love games. You just beat people up. I don't know. It's just they say violence is bad for kids, maybe, but I believe it's a good way to relieve all that stress, really, without having to fight other people in real life. You know, I think it's a good way to relieve all that stress. I just love hack and slashes. I don't know why. But you know, it's just even more so with like fighting games. I might draw a second character. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just love video games. I have the aspect to them of where I could just beat people up. Like guns, okay, that's fine, but I love melee combat. I love it. I love realistic. I wonder if there's a game out there where you could realistically beat a person up, and there's no health bars or anything. It's just you mano a mano, and like I don't know, like the violence is realistic. Just waiting for the other person to get unconscious or whatever. I'm not sure. I probably think there might be a game like that, but it's like really old, like in the PS3 or something. I don't know. Yeah, but you know, I just love fighting. I mean, I haven't been in a fist fight ever. I don't plan to, but you know, it's just something about action and fight choreography that has a subtle art to it. Being able to being able to train your mind, because there's a lot of aspects that come with fighting. You have to be very self-confident. I don't know if it's because I've been watching a lot of Joe Rogan or whatever, but it's just like there's a lot of aspects to it that you have to keep in mind. It's it's all about mentality. You have to make sure you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you're just the fight's already kind of over, and the opponent already has an upper hand. Because at that point, you don't really know what you're doing, and at that point, the opponent has the upper hand, and he realizes that you're not confident with yourself, and he uses that to his or her advantage, and it's game over by then. But yeah, in this case, this is probably the first drawing that I feel is actually kind of decent, because there's a lot of components to this. His clothes, his swords, his body. I don't know, I guess in this one I just like it more. I'm probably impressed by it because there's a lot of details in it, and in a way I kind of like details. I love details. And I don't know, I just think it looks decent, you know, compared to the other ones I've done. This one so far, with the duration of this current challenge I'm in, I'm on day 7. We're in a week into this. This is probably the first one I've been proud of, I guess, because it's, you know, I think it kind of captures it. But what I've kind of noticed so far with my art style, it's very kids-like. I'm not sure if the future, if I'm ever gonna experiment or whatever. Maybe one day I just think, okay, you know what? I'm gonna use another brush. I'm gonna use another pen. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that's ever gonna come up, but I guess we'll see. I know there's like a lot of brushes and pens and pencils you could install on clips of your paint, but I think that's for another time. I think I'll start to experiment. Um, Never somebody's gonna come by and actually watch you do these things, you know. like, come on, man. Like, what did Kratos say? Sorry, guys, for keyboard. Ares, destroy my enemies and my life is yours. That's the thing. It's like, Ares, give me one loyal viewer and my life is yours. You know what I mean? I'm the same. It's like, you know, I don't know where we get into this. I don't think I should be expecting much. I mean, I've literally talked to the void here. I think the algorithm is just doing its thing or whatever. I shouldn't be discouraged by that whatsoever. Honestly, I think I'm feeling a bit better because, well, you know, this is like the first time it feels like I'm improving. I think that's kind of nice. And as long as I keep doing this every day, I think there might be a click. And I think my pen, my hand, and my mind will start to eventually symbiotize, if that's even a word. It's just they're synchronized, and I start drawing whatever I want to be able to draw. You know, there's a bunch of stuff I want to learn. It's like, you know, I mean, really, I just kind of like want to draw realistically. In the other video, I said like, I see these artists in their own specific fandoms, and they manage to draw these characters, and it's in such a Renaissance way. It's very realistic, and I just really like realism. But I mean, I really like stylized art as well. But something about bringing like a character to life, you know, through realism. I think that's really cool to me. Like, imagine like you know, it's just like, it's really nice. That's why I love art, because, you know, it's like, when it comes to like writing, right, a movie or whatever, like, just imagine the process of that. A person or persons just write words or type words on a piece of paper or Word document in order to create a script. And from that script, other people will start conceptualizing how the scenes would look, how they would start to visualize it, and how they would imagine it. And from that, there would be other people who do concept art of these characters, right? It would be concept art. They conceptualize what the characters would look like, judging, you know, from words only. I think it's a miracle. Like, how would a scene flow through words? I think that's cool. I think that's really, it's magic to me. You know, a director first has to watch the movie in his head before actually creating the movie. I think they have to know, like, they already have the movie inside their head. They just have to bring it to life. You know, I think it's magic, man. It's like, you write a character through words. You describe somebody that's muscular, somebody who's a warrior, somebody who has a complicated past, and from that you manage to visualize what he looks like. Somebody who is, you know, is troubled and haunted by his past, and he does these deeds that he finds is completely desensitized to him. Violence is desensitized to him, and he completely only thinks about himself. And he's relentless, and he doesn't care. He just keeps going. KRATOS, man, that guy. But yeah, I just think it's magic. I was watching this YouTube video of Francis Ford Coppola, and he goes through. He shows his like this notebook of his that he used during The Godfather, and it's the whole book, The Godfather, right? But he cut each page and pasted it onto this large notebook, and it would be like a big margin between those pages. It was like the page of the book would be at the center, and there'd be this huge space around it, and there he would like take notes on what he wants the scene to look in particular. Like I believe he said that he pays more attention to the notebook instead of the script itself, because he just wants to accurately portray the book more as opposed to the script, because in that way you don't lose the essence of what made the book so great. I think that's really nice that he decided to honor the text, and I think that's really nice because think about it, it's like each page has notes. And The Godfather, how many pages is The Godfather? I'm just really curious. I'm typing this with one hand, by the way, because I have my phone in my left hand as I'm recording this. I'm using my phone to record. Anyways, it says The Godfather is 448 pages long in most standard paperback and hardcover editions. That's 448 pages long. It's almost 500. Let's imagine taking notes on each page of 448. Can you imagine that? It's an absolute level of dedication. And I really admire stuff like that. It's the process. I really admire the process of movie making and writing, because there's so much passion thrown into that, and I love seeing stuff like that. There's also like this other video of George Lucas in his room, his little writing room. That's where he writes. That's where he wrote the prequel trilogy, I believe. Was it prequel trilogy? I'm not. That's why I wrote the prequels, pretty much. And I think it's really nice to see these greats go through their processes, as well as like Junji Ito. I was watching this this documentary on Junji Ito, and he the way he draws is really interesting. It's really nice to just have like a behind the scenes peek at a master at work. Like one day I want to like be on a movie set and watch somebody like Christopher Nolan direct a movie. I want to see how that works, because I can't imagine the amount of pressure of that many people depending on you and having to have a bunch of stuff to consider. But I think when it comes to big set pieces like that, it involves a lot of planning and a lot of people. It's never really a one-man job. It's never really, somebody, just one person that's really in control. I think it's a bunch of people. There's a lot of inputs and a lot of trust involved, that the creative process goes smoothly, and I think that's really nice. I just love art. I love movie making, and I love writing. I love art. You know what? I love drawing. I'm getting better at this slowly but surely. It's day 7. But yeah, I just find that little by little we're digging that hole. It's like Andy Dufresne and Shawshank Redemption. Little by little we're getting to the other side. Yeah. I'm just gonna try to believe in consistency and trusting the process, and eventually I just hope that my brain just kind of like subconsciously recognizes that, hey, I just want to get better in this, and can you catch up? It's like that would be nice. I don't know if it works that way, but I guess we'll see. But in art, it's kind of hard because it's really subjective on what and how you practice. Because everybody each has their own like level that they want to achieve in terms of their own art. Because there's this concept called the gap where you have a particular taste, but your art skills haven't really reached that level of taste yet, so there's this current gap. But yeah, I think that's the thing, is just find an art style or something in particular, something specific that you want to achieve in your art, and keep practicing on that, and eventually you'll close the gap, right? So I think that's really about it. I mean, obviously I want to create like more realistic stuff, but I think there's something magical about my current style. Considering I only have like 15 minutes, it's kind of, not really impossible, but I could create something very rough in terms of realism. But the thing about it is that when I only have 15 or so minutes, but even though I go over the 15 minutes, I don't care. It's just that, with my current art skills and my current zero knowledge on how anatomy works, how to blend colors, how to pick colors, lighting, values, etc. It's not particularly impossible, but it's just not currently doable for me right now. I mean, eventually we'll get there. Only a weekend, not even a month in or whatever. Eventually we'll get there. But it's just whatever it is you are currently pursuing, that you're trying to get better at, keep going at it. This is proof right here. I think I'm getting better, because this is the first one that's kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of proud of. I believe I think it's also because it's the first one that's kind of like full body-ish. I think this one is because it actually looks like a person this time. A person that's wielding 2 swords, 2 blades, that has clothes, that has a tattoo, and you can tell this is KRATOS just from the silhouette alone, I guess. But it's just like you can absolutely tell this is KRATOS, and that's why I think iconic character design is so important. It's like a red stripe. With a red stripe, you can tell it's KRATOS. With the Blaze of Chaos, you can tell it's KRATOS. I think that's really what makes good character design. But yeah, we're a weekend. I hope I don't give up. I really hope I don't, because it's a good thing. We have a good thing going on here. I really don't want to give up. I'm going to continue yapping. I'm going to continue drawing. And we'll see if this goes somewhere big. I hope this goes somewhere. I really hope it does. If it goes somewhere where this becomes something bigger than myself, I think that would be so amazing. And that if I could take you guys along with me for the ride, and that I can inspire, hopefully, a couple of people to get back to drawing, to get back into the arts, to keep pursuing creative pursuits. I think that would be whatever dream you have, just keep doing it. If I manage to inspire people, or at least one person, or change a person's life, then honestly I could die happy, man, knowing that I showed up, that I managed to affect a person's life for the better. I think that would be so great. That would be so nice. But yeah, That's day 7. That's a week. We're a weekend. You can imagine that. And now it's like in 3 days we're gonna reach double digits. In 10 days we reach 20. In 80 we reach 300, 3 digits. Day 100. In 200 we reach 300. In 65 we reach 365, which means a year. And who knows? Maybe it would have improved like for only a weekend. And it already feels like I'm improving, so that's real nice. But oh my god, bro, YouTube algorithm, please give me 1 viewer. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Oxing that out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep dreaming big, keep pursuing what you want, and don't let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do. So that's about it. Oxing that out. See you guys tomorrow.